So, you mean to play the part one last time, eh? The unrepentant traitor whose death will serve to unite the people?
Shut up.
You had every chance to kill yourself. Fashion a noose from your clothes. Wait for the guards to leave you alone long enough to slip it over your neck.
Don't give her ideas.
I said shut up!
Oh, but then it would have all been for nothing, wouldn't it? Whatever it takes. That's what you said.
How do you know this? Oh, because he is the Echo.
Been in my head, have you? Had a little peek at my past?
See my son's backstory, have you?
And what? A few stolen memories tell you everything you need to know, do they? Don't you dare patronize me! You don't know a god's damned thing about the life I've led! The bastards that killed him. The bastards that let it happen. My father deserved better! I swore I'd do whatever it took to make them pay! You. All that power. All that pain. It's too much. Too much for anyone. The things they've done to you. The lies. The betrayal. The endless fighting. Yet there you stand. Unbroken. How? Why?
Oh, I only play when there's free time available. You know why? You saw somehow.
Damn you. Damn you all.
You still have time, Fordola. Think about how you want to spend it. Let's go.
Now our quest's complete. Cigar butchers. Echo of an echo of an echo. Don't know what if we sold anything exactly, but we've given Fordola something to think about. And I found something new to think about too. Don't know about you and I, but the visions only come to me every now and then. From the way Fordola kept wincing, though I get the feeling she's having them almost all the time. That's a lot of bad memories to deal with. Does she have the echo as well? I reckon everyone has it nowadays. Could there be some fundamental difference between the one who's born with the echo, one who's artificially imbued with it? Okay, yeah, that was his literal power. Immortal Flames has been scouring the research facility ever since the liberation, so the chance they might have some answers to us. General Alden's there overseeing the investigation. Let's go and pay him a visit, shall we? Wow, wow. On our dragon. And where's the quest guy gone? I wish there could be sun. There's rain on everyone. General Alden is inside. Hi, will you be joining him? In the resonatorium? Yeah, sure. What news? You spoke with Fordola, I take it. Yes, as expected, she didn't say much, but it wasn't a total waste of time. And Vold noticed something odd about her. Thinks she might be having visions almost constantly, which is not how the Echo normally works. Found anything here that might explain why it's so different for her. I'm hard pressed to organise the research materials, let alone study them. To be frank, I'd welcome San's expert assistance if you have time to lend a hand. The device in which Kryal was held seems even more ominous now you know its purpose. Surrounding pods mark supply subject, while one bears the label master subject. Ironworks received a request from the Alliance to analyse these devices. I've been recording everything of interest. Do you notice the labelling? The bod's designed to drain the ether of the occupant, so that one right there. The other's interior has been fitted with an array of sensors to measure etheric waveforms. For what purpose I couldn't tell you. So many bodies, every one of them a victim of these experiments. Oh wow. A few show any signs of external injury. From what I've been able to determine, they perished from forcible ether extraction. Such a miserable way to die. I know little unless of science, so any light you could shed on this facility's operations would be much appreciated. Shall we start with you? Oh, well, there's a bunch of shit I saw. Taken in combination with the testimonies of Kryal and Thancred, I do begin to see exactly what the Imperials were attempting here. Enhancement procedure entailed infusing a single candidate with ether siphon from a multitude of supply subjects. As for the master subject, in this case Kryal, the patterns of our etheric activity would provide the model upon which they would artificially engineer the candidate's aura. In other words, they were trying to recreate Kryal's echo. I believe so, which would explain our prisoner's present state. Kryal has possessed an unrivaled ability to hear the whispers of the soul, and it seems to probable the procedure engendered the same acute sensitivity in Fordola. The soldiers who guard Fordola, many of them lost friends and family to the skulls. There's a sentry at her door night and day if she can't help sensing their thoughts and seeing their past. They've accidentally built an empathy machine, but you don't just see their past, you live it, all the emotions, all the pain. Imagine what it'll do to you. You'd never be the same again. Indeed, as you may recall, Sail was completely transformed by a single glimpse of Hraelsvagar's past. Fordola has been forced to experience the agony of those who lived, whose lives she destroyed. Guilt must be unbearable. Explains the request to be executed. Sounds like a kind of justice. Regardless, she can suffer on for now. We have more pressing matters to consider. These results of these experiments have been relayed back to Gullemold. There will be naught to stop the Empire from repeating the trick. They could give the echo to anyone, an entire legion. Yeah, but you want to might want to research the subject because of all the echoes are different. Kidnap this bunny lady. She's very good with the echo. We must be ready Must learn all we can about the God's Forsaken procedures. Fordola remains our best source of information. She'll not be getting away, she'll not yet. Maybe put her in a pod or something? Right. Keep faith, lass. If you're to convince others to follow you, you must believe what you're telling them. People will respond in passion. To passion. If not, it's... But not if it's feigned. I understand. Thank you, General. We should lead the flames to it. Let's go. I go looking for answers about the Echo and end up getting schooled by Rauban. Yet more evidence that I don't know what I'm doing. It's no wonder people listen to him and not me. You know, Alden is a veteran of countless campaigns, Lise. You cannot compare yourself to a commander of his experience. I know, but I couldn't convince that mob to give up to go home. I also know that it made me realise how much we rely on his authority and how much I still have to learn. I wonder what he'll do when everything here is settled. I mean, it's his homeland. After going to the trouble of winning it back, might he not want to stay? It is a quandary with countless refugees we now face. To continue the life they built in Eldar or start again in the land of their birth. I have a moment. It's Pippin! I'm newly returned from Eldar with a message from the Sultana. I love that she's the Sultana. Her Grace desires an audience with you. She understands that you have responsibilities here, but asks that you visit the palace at your earliest convenience. Well, I must away and attend to other business. Until next time, my friends. Audience with the Sultana. Depending on the nature of her consultation, this might be the perfect opportunity to inquire about the General's future plans. Yes, we'd all like to know about those, Alvino, but not everyone is as comfortable interrogating royalty as you. Take no notice of him. I have. Now the quest is complete. The quest was just to have a conversation. One of the easier quests, won't lie. But this one, I get food. We're gonna have not an entire meal. I like some veal, some apple peel. Yes, I want an entire meal. Okay. Well, the question of it's like 14-year-old John's parody of Linkin Park. The question of how to put the Mad King's treasure to good use shows no sign of answering itself. Shall we be about it? I'm involved. I'm at your beck and call. And I should be getting back to my own tasks, so I'll organise a squad to head down to the ruins, start preparing the big meeting, send Nanamo my regards. Do you want me to kill Nanamo? Okay, and ours too. If you please, we'll see to it on your return. Yeah, I swear they take about 4 hours, right? And I've taken about 4 hours, and I've barely touched it, so 4 hours plus the extra time for this first. Place. Bavul. You are expected, my lady. Please proceed.
thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy. The liberation of Mhigo will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Rauban and his future.
Is this the first time we've heard new Nanamo?
All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Uldar home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of Mhigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss. Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Mhigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Rauban chooses to remain in Uldar or return to Mhigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret. Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on
the
him?
choice she has.
It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a Sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears.
I thought you were giving up that job.
Might I have your company for a brief adventure?
You're not on your own then.
Wonderful. Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
Sorry, it's been ages turning it off. Where do we want to go? Seems like it'd be faster. I'm hurt, Torkel. Little crown. So what I enjoy about that is it sounds like it sounds like Torkel's like giving him quite like a deep insult, and it's like, I'm hurt, Torkel. Your words cut me to the bone. What do you think, Lilira, the merchant daughter? This is the disguise I don when I wish to leave the palace and observe my subjects unnoticed. Ordinarily, Papa Sham would accompany me, but for this particular outing, I need an advisor, not a minder. And that is why I've requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you've met people from all walks of life in every corner of Eorzea, and I would make use of your worldly experience. Now let us be on our way. Our first destination is Stone's Throw. Oh, it says it's ironically really far away, just beyond the Gate of Nold. Okay, that's just... Sultana is safe. Look upon these processions of tattered tents. These refugees camp in squalor at the mercy of the elements of Thanaland's predators both. The city's mighty walls offer safety. The streets overflow with people as it is, and unless blessed by the hand of an Ald himself, no refugee could ever hope to afford a dwelling in Alder. 20 years have passed since the fall of Mhigo, and 5 since the calamity. And yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As Sultana, the blame falls upon me. All these choices. My best has not been good enough. Shall we press on? I would follow the road to the unholy air. Take a plane. Now we're flying through the sky. Windy makes me cry. I am trying to spy on that the other guy. Words you ask me why. This is what far away, Queen. Fuck. Dudes. It was here, the unholy, remarkable place, that my mother and father met their doom. I was but a child at the time. My parents were returning from an inspection of our interests in eastern Thanaland. An untimely rock slide crushed their carriage. To this day, it is not certain if the incident was simple misfortune or expertly planned assassination. Echo? Echo says no right now. Rauban once offered to reopen the investigation and bring me the truth. He assumed I must surely crave, but I refused. Even if my parents' death were orchestrated by the terrorists, we could have only brought the hirelings to justice. True villains who plotted to put me on the throne as pitiable puppet were ever beyond our reach. Thus did I plan to strip the merchants of their power and place our nation in the hands of its citizens. Quite unaware of the consequences my actions would have had for you and yours, I shudder to think how many goodly souls paid the price for my naivete. But I'm no longer a child reciting words. With witless obedience, I will not be used as a pawn in the monetarists' damnable games. Forgive my outburst. You're one of the few people to whom I can speak my mind. You don't know my mind. Come, let us return to Alder and visit the Colosseum. Where the fuck is Colosseum? To strip. Well, it's somewhere around here. On the outside, isn't it? I don't know. Fuck. That person's a rabbit. From the moment I became Sultana, I found myself thrust into an endless parade of document signing and ceremonies. For years, I simply signed where I was told to sign and sat where I was told to sit, blissfully oblivious to what any of it meant. Yet one good thing did come to the ignominious chapter in my life. It was during an official visit to the Colosseum that I first met Rauban. The match I had been invited to attend was not what I expected. They had pitted the Bull of Mhigo against a dozen or so rival gladiators. Blinkered though I was, I would not stand for so obvious an injustice and demanded to see a fair fight, one man against the other. My royal wish was duly granted. It was not until later that I learned the gambling ring, which had arranged for Rauban to die on the sands that day. Regardless, my intervention meant that Rauban had but a single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did. When he knelt before me to receive the winner's purse, he swore that he would one day offer me his blade in service. Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess I dismissed it as a pleasant piece of theatre. But as you know, Rauban is a man of his word. Though it took him another 5 years of fighting on the blood sands, he amassed a fortune so great as to buy not only his freedom but a seat on the syndicate. And then I had my blade. This is nice. Oh, that gets an echo. That's against two people. You fucking liar. Maybe that was him earning his coin. Dun, 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 dun.
Your Grace, you mustn't! The danger is too great! Please, Your Grace, come back! I beg of you!
Nyam. The little jump.
You're the one who needs looking after, Master Sham. Rauban!
Your Grace, I have kept the promise made.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Ul'dah, and so, as tradition dictates, Rauban Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day till my last.
He must have killed fucking loads of people.
Long live the Sultana, and long live Ul'dah!
Words cannot well express what that man means to me. There are others who care deeply for my well-being, of course. Papa Shan's love for me is that of a grandsire for his grandchild, but upon matters of governance, I cannot turn bodyguards and maidservants for counsel. Rauban, with his authority of the syndicate position, was the first sword I could wield. His was the only edge that could cut strings that bound me. Took the determination, I guess. We must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultan Sworn for long, and there was other places I would visit. To the Arzanef Ossuary. Thaumaturge. It's a very wavy sword. When the calamity threatened, Rauban led the Alliance forces into battle on the plains of Kart? No. I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louis Soir would have the power to rouse the 12. Since that day, I made a custom of visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions here. I seek the blessing of Thal, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself if I'm fulfilling my duties as Sultana. You're rightly celebrated as champion because you've led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. Much the same way, I believe the measure of monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. If I am to be a Sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Uldar. I've chosen my path now. With Mhigo now freed from imperial chains, I will see a way to aid the refugees. Happy Bunny. Already, many displaced Alamegans seek to begin the long trek home. To facilitate the process, I have made a small contribution, an artisan school in Ragosvich, for anyone who would wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. We do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time the Uldarn Treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds. Oh, you need money! This is, of course, another question. Why not seek the advice of one who employs refugees? By suggestion, mayhap, visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the Syndicate, and he is one of the few who pays refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you acquainted with Godbert Mandeville? Oh, well, he's a most generous man. So, if something of an eccentric, let us make our way to the landing, and we'll see word is sent to the Gold Saucer. Godbert should be the only too glad to receive us. Oh, I can't just go there. I have to go via the gate. Hustings strip. I'm unsure where that fucking lift is. Yeah, how the fuck do I get there? Somewhere's a fucking door. Why are they doing that? I want to do this and then it tell me which door to fucking take. No, show me the actual fucking map of where I am. Okay, there's more than one place called Hustings Strip. Because it's an entire, like, section. What an annoying place to get to. It's made all the more annoying by the fact that it's just obviously like a lift manager I've got to talk to, but they just don't say where he is. They just say where it leads to. And I'm like, cool, but that's obviously completely fucking useless to me. Where's this adjoining fucking area, game? Where's the wellhead lift? I don't know where it leads to. Is it here? I don't know. I don't understand these arrows. This is awful. This is like genuinely really awful. I've done this before. Every time I go to the fucking gold source, you know what would be faster? I'm gonna no. I'm gonna go to the gold saucer and then just come back. I'm not wearing a black t-shirt. I'm wearing a blue one. It's like quite vibrantly blue. It's just for some reason it's decided that it's going to render me really dark. How dare you? You pretend bunnies. Right, well, I have to know. There's two. I didn't even go to that one. No. Yeah, I went to neither of those places, did I? It's almost as if the directions are fucking useless. I've ridden aboard a public airship before, but this will be my first visit to the Gold Source. I must confess, some excitement. Mandeville Gold Saucer. Big bunny ladies. Her descriptions of its splendor, yet I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. What's that? What's Ryunosuke? No, yeah, Ryunosuke. Oh, your One Piece character. No, I couldn't possibly. We did not come here to fritter away the royal coin. Godbert will be expecting us. Come, let us head directly to the lounge and ignore these gaudy temptations. All these characters in like weirdly contemporary getup. Oh, it's Fall Guys. How do I get up? I believe this is where we are to meet Lord Mandeville. Shall we sit while we await his coming? My apologies, Your Grace. I've kept you waiting. No apologies are necessary, Godbert. My request was sudden and you were kind to make yourself available at such short notice. When the Sultana herself comes calling, there's no more important engagement. As to the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the Crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanalan. You are aware, I'm sure, the many Alamegan displaced sons and daughters long to return to the newly liberated homeland. You're also aware how they will suffer without shelter, work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice would you have for me on the matter, how it might be best distributed? The unusual circumstances of our meeting, and yes, Your Grace's choice of companion, I would suggest to me the desire for honest and unvarnished opinion, and I shall give you one. Advice is to stop taxing Elder's wealth to save Alamegan refugees is a terrible, terrible idea. You oppose my proposition. Most empathetically, I agree, Your Grace, that refugees must have housing and employment. What profit is there for Alder in this arrangement? Profit? What we've done for Gia Albania's displaced, I thought the last person to seek benefit for their misfortune. Forgive me, Your Grace, but you appear to be labouring under misapprehension. It's a fine endeavour to support one fellow's man. I fear, however, that your stance is not one born of pity. Your intent is to save the refugees, is it not? For our potential, we're indolent creatures by nature, so if unconditional charity is all we know, and we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. I disagree, Godbert. And then we must consider Alder's own poor and downtrodden. They hear of you spending the nation's coin not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizens of Mhigo. It's unlikely they'll applaud your generosity. You can do both. You can do both, Godbert. Surely it's not Your Grace's intention to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill. Indeed, then any support I pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Alder. Exactly so. Such an arrangement create a far more equitable relationship with returning Alamegans, even if it generates the revenue required to win approval of your subjects. You've given me much to ponder, Lord Mandeville. I thank you for your candour. I know she was a happy bunny, but maybe I'm not a happy bunny. But now my quest is complete. I will be right back. This time I will actually be right back, rather than disappearing. Right, Sultana's resolve. Profit. The thought never crossed my mind. By standing about lamenting my naivete will not do anyone any good. I shall consider the lesson learned and press on. Have you perchance acquainted with any successful merchants? My attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap a profit. it would seem wise to consult someone with a knack for business. Got to learn how to do tax write-offs, Nanimo. Ordinarily, I will not trust in any agent of Sultana Trading Company, but if you hold this Hancock fellow high esteem, I am content to be led by you. You must repay my faith by journeying to distant Kugane, speaking with him on my behalf. That's quite a fucking trip. Yeah, I know, I can teleport, but still. Eager though I am to visit those shores, I have not the leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Now, assuming you'll travel as adventurous I want to do, shall I await your report with an etherite and Aldera? Fair journey to you, Naive, and a swift one, if you please. Kugane. I believe I'm almost done, but who knows? This game can be... yeah, there you go. There's a very modern looking jacket. Who are you? Oh, it's Four Guys again, isn't it? I could have just gone here. Genji gear, Genji gear, Genji gear. Oops. We should actually... we should do this. So if aiming... hat. No, we can't see it. Because, like, we can keep the other stuff. How bizarre! How bizarre! I've taught away the pleasure. Are you here on business? Beg your pardon. Her Grace the Sultana will have my opinion on how to best to invest the wealth of Old Dar. My dear, I have to thank you for this recognition. I am sure I'm flattered that you come to me, truly flattered. But why settle for a lowly apprentice when you could have the master? For master to profit, there's no living soul better qualified to advise Her Grace than Chairman Lolorito, a man whose morning exertions said to fill his garderobe with gold. Because that guy is a fuckhead. I should be happy to arrange a meeting for... you say at the Sands' former headquarters in Thanalan? The Waking Sands would seem a suitably neutral venue for negotiations, don't you think? Very well, Naive. May you dealings be fruitful. No, that seems like a terrible idea. What the fuck? That's the guy who tried to fake a death. That's like exactly the worst thing. That's why that guy couldn't be trusted. Naive, why'd you make these decisions? sorry, I failed you, Nanima. Did your merchant friend have any useful advice? No. Lolorito, and you agree to this? Yeah, fucking right. I'm well aware of his standing in the field of business, but hope to keep the monetarists at arm's length, and him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I am to rule Ul'dah effectively. Very well, I will meet with Lolorito. Let us go on ahead to the Waking Sands and prepare for his coming. This is a weird plot point. So this is where the Scions first congregated. I've heard many tales, but never an occasion to visit. Work then, the hour of the meeting draws near. I would gather my thoughts, pray see to it that we have appointed room to ourselves.
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help.
Right, shoot him now. Shoot him.
You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask.
My God, it's Lolorito.
There. Would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
Keep my mask on.
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I'm glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say I'm most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Mhigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Ul'dah and Mhigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more. To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Mhigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Ul'dah.
This just sounds like colonialism.
I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identified the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would.
I knew you'd identify the witness.
Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
I don't fucking know. going to go with that one.
Yes, if a stable trade route can be established between Uldar and Alamigo, then Alagiri would once more become an important waypoint. But while such growth would greatly benefit its current residents, I'm afraid it could sustain little beyond that.
Not a happy bunny. What about the Saltery? It sounds like
Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld. I know the Saltery and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gil.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenar Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ounce of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders.
you can get an injection
Just
for that.
as Your Grace desired.
I did the other day. It wasn't a pleasant experience, but I'd hurt my shoulder quite a
A
lot.
deal is struck then.
Although it's not perfect. I think I can call that a success. It will be many years before I can feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations, but you just did. I shall not complain. We have piqued the Lolorito's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. I could not have done it without you. Give me some onigayaki. Yeah, I didn't pronounce that for sure. Let us secure the Saltery. It's an assault on our senses. Our course is decided. I shall return to the palace. My ministers can work on implementing particulars of the plan. If I could prevail upon you one more time now, if I would ask you that you convey the details of our negotiations to Commander Hixt when we return to Alamigo. Well, thanks again. Together we can lay the groundwork for the endeavour, which promises to benefit the peoples of Alamigo and the Alder both. Boom. So we just made him rich, not Alamigo or Uldar, just that dickhead. Have you back? What did Nanamo? Oh, sorry, you're not allowed to talk about the audience of the Sultana. So Rauban says he's going to return to Uldar, but she isn't sure he wants to. Tell her something we don't know, but I'm pleased to hear she's committed to helping our refugees come home. This plan to revitalise the Saltery does make a lot of sense. Quite how you convinced her to seek Lolorito's help is another question. After all that happened, it's the very last person I'd expect to turn to for advice. But a more practical note, at least, assuming the interim government elects to accept Uldar's proposal, one caveat that I'd like you to include in the bargain: Alamigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investment. We have fortune at our disposal, after all, and allowing Uldar to provide the entirety of the capital for Lolorito too much control. I fucking agree, yes? Honestly, Alphano, it's like Kugane never happened. What exactly does a ruthless profiteer have to do to earn your trust? But yes, you do make a good point, first things first. And also, in the agreement, it should say that he doesn't get, like, that much profit. He covers what he spent. Weiscar, and how much do you fancy the Sultan? Hang on, what's this on? Sultana's plan to your grandfather. I'd like to hear what thinks of the idea before agreeing to anything. Right away, Commander. Mind coming along now? I might need you to fill in the details. then I should come as well. Should what? Wish to discuss figures. I'll be like, oh, I've got a figure, she's got a figure, we've all got figures. My knowledge of the nation's finances may prove useful. So, where's my cup of tea? I shall drink a cup of tea. No, the assaultery! Walk from there. Yeah, we've not killed anything in this entire quest line. I mean, I know we went to a dungeon in Scala. Apart from that. There was fun times in Scala. We all enjoyed that. Fucking hell! Soblin? So Coblin is actually an acceptable alternative to Goblin. Is yet another name for a pixie. Manner of mischief brings. Speaking of mischief, young'uns to old. What? This time, we want to rebuild the sorcery, Granddad. I have told him about the deal. A bugger me. Never had the coin in the hands to put it in the place back to how it was, but it sounds like that's about to change. There's one small wrinkle in your plan. It doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat anyone. Well, we can pay people to clear that up, and that's jobs, or I could do it. The king used to send soldiers to kill the buggers, but the Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us. And my granddad would take care of all that. Commander Hex has been talking about starting up regular patrols. I'm sure he'll sign me to the lock if I asked. Appreciate that, wise car, my lad. I truly would. Does this mean you've gotten the better of the blade of yours? I've been training mostly to kill Imperials. You've some experience hunting monsters, don't you know? Think you could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach you how to deal with them? Okay, we're teaching them how to deal with them, that's fine. Let's not waste any time. Then I'll see you by the lock. Whilst you're busy attending to the local fauna, I shall have Master Watt explain to me exactly what is required to restore the sorcery to its former glory. Happy hunting. We'll put this wall in the way. Right then, I've got a spyglass here that you can use to take a closer look at the pests. Once you've got the measure, you tell me what to do, and we'll see how well I get on. So it's training for yabbies. Move the camera and zoom in. Target a yabby with R2 and X. We'll find those yabbies. Is that a yabby? I'm not really understood. I do not understand what we're doing. Maybe that's not a yabby. Seems like it's definitely a yabby. What the fuck is a yabby? Google, discover the yabby's weak point. Oh, I'm definitely not the only person to get stuck on this. The jaw, it's a weak point. I wasn't really sure how I was doing it properly, that's all. I didn't really need it to be told exactly what the weak point was, only that, like, yeah, it will tell me once I'm over it. The entire body is protected by a hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. Does it now? Looks like you find a yabby. They say hitting their shells is like smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Hit it as hard as you can. Soft underside of its head. Vulnerable onto the head, are they? Right then, wish me luck. That's how he died. Yabby. Thanks, Naive. I did just see Tommy and the Wavekin went down like a sack of potatoes. So, potatoes. Let's find something else. I have found the guy. Stop that, John. The monster's gonna die when I point out its weakness. They can handle the with something different. So bad is bad. Yeah, what I didn't get was that I was looking for him. Hands are large and powerful. Destroying its crystallized core should render the salt golem inanimate. Its power pole sitting from behind its brow. Oh, so bad. How do I defeat one of those? Hit it really, really hard. As hard as you can. Destroy the core within its brow. Then its head. I try and stab it between the eyes then. And that's how he died. Salt golem, I mean. So bad. John good. He's fine, no, he's doing fine. Not easy fighting with the Liberator of Alamigo watching your every move, but I got the job done. Thanks for the advice now. I feel a lot more prepared for my patrols now. Let's get back to the saltery. Stop assaulting these monsters and get back to the saltery. We know how to kill 2 monsters. What's the weak point of the lightning sprite? Sprite, John. It's a sprite. What? See, you've returned in one piece. This is one piece. Two of those pieces then, did you? I've fought them myself after a bit of instruction from Naive. Like once I've shared what I've learned to the others, we'll have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. Good lad, a fine young man you become, wise car. You are a wise car indeed. Even if you aren't really a car. Yes, too often of late I hear tales of folk over in the city drunk on victory and hungry for Wenge. The head struck firmly in the past. We need to set our sights on the future. Things that will improve our lot. Things like getting the Sultana ready to work on a long-lost countryman. Blissful life. We get ourselves a weapon. Just what I always wanted.